in a huge breakaway group packed with climbing talent. He's blown them all apart. His hands on his helmet in disbelief, and then the punch of the air in delight. Valentin Paré-Peintre, a professional win at last, and it comes on top of this mountain at the Giro d'Italia.
Stage 11 and a long chance for the sprinters. 207 kilometres in total, with a finish down at the Adriatic coast in Francavilla al Mare. Lots of sprinters still to taste victory in the 3 opportunities that had come the way of the fast men in the peloton so far. When the flag dropped, Thomas Champignon of Cofidis was the first rider to attack on a day where the odds were stacked against the breakaway. He was joined then by Edoardo Affini of Visma Lease Bike and his teammate Tim van Dijken. Those 3 riders then built up a slender advantage over a peloton that was wary of the tailwind that was blowing across the course all day. A tailwind in the final and a cross tailwind when they got to the Adriatic coast. They went over the top of the only categorised climb of the day at Pietra Catella together, where Simon Geschke picked up 1 point for 4th place from the peloton to close the gap to Tadej Pogacar in the King of the Mountains competition. And then bit by bit they dropped down towards the coast and the series of intermediate sprints on the Adriatic. The first of which, the 3 riders had an advantage of 1 minute and 51 seconds, and Jonathan Milan won the sprint ahead of Caden Groves for 4th and 5th place respectively. At this point in the race, with a strong tailwind, the riders believed that they might have a slender chance of doing something spectacular, but the peloton kept them on a very, very tight leash as they hit the coast. Then at the Intergiro, Thomas Champignon just went off the front to take the Intergiro sprint at San Salvo Marina, ahead of his 2 companions in this 3-rider breakaway with an advantage of only 40 seconds. There was a sprint behind, contested by Caden Groves as well as Filippo Fiorelli. 1 intermediate sprint remaining, but the breakaway wouldn't make it to Fossacesia Marina for that intermediate sprint. They were caught in the final kilometre before the final bonus sprint with Luke Plapp of Jaco Alula, and that provoked a sprint for the bonus seconds, Geraint Thomas passing over the line in 2nd place to pick up 2 bonus seconds. Then an attack from Andrea Piccolo, a crash for Felix Großschartner and for Kevin Vermaker of DSM. Piccolo was neutralised as Lidl Trek set the pace on the run into the final 10 kilometres and an approach to Francavilla al Mare. Lightning fast pace, and in the final 3 kilometres, the Ineos Grenadiers had Geraint Thomas piloted towards the front for safety.
This is being laid out. The Manu Chickamillo's in the centre there. Mesquets is also those where they're opening up. This is all over the place. This is chaos net. It's Valchard going through the centre now to take things up for Bert van Leeuwenberg on the right. Yeah, there's a crash. Crash behind. Big crash. Jonathan Milan involved. He's not involved. He's clear. And Lonardi's there as well from Porti Cometa. The big lead out now. Malia with Bert van Leeuwenberg on his wheel. But here comes Malia. He opens up his sprint. And it's Milano who has to check his sprint down the middle of Van Poppel. And it's Milan now. Milan opens up, but Malia, can he hold him up? Milan with a chance. Milan with the win. Milan with the win. The Malia Chickamino doubles up.
So another winner's medal, win number 3 in his career and win number 2 at the Giro d'Italia in this edition of the race. Caden Groves then bumped up to 2nd place after the elimination from the top 10 of Tim Malia. Tadej Pogacar holding on to a 2 minute 40-second advantage over Dani Martinez, and the Malia Ciclamino extending his lead in that competition, 229 points now. King of the Mountains still Tadej Pogacar, although Simon Geschke picked up 1 solitary point, he's on 59. And a new Maglia Bianca, Antonio Tiberi taking over the lead of that in the absence of Kian Uterbuchs.